Welcome to the Radiate Wellness Podcast. I'm your host, Christy Clemens Hoffman. Each week we will discuss tools, tips, and ways to radiate your best life ever, interviewing practitioners, authors, and luminaries to help you on your path. Wellness, joy, peace, abundance. What do you want to radiate? Hi, and welcome to the Radiate Wellness Podcast. I'm your host, Christy. I'm here with Lucy Delsarto, aka Coach Lucy, at TVH. And yes, we're not on the windswept plains of the UK. We're actually in a corporate boardroom. And I have to tell you, this TVH company is really amazing in that it has a wellness coach and these wonderful benefits for employees, which we'll get into. But thank you, Lucy, for joining me. You're a hard lady to pin down.
We've had a challenge getting this done, haven't we?
And we sure have. I tell you, I don't know if I've ever seen you sitting down.
Well, good call.
Good call. So welcome, Lucy. And so is that your official title is
Coach Lucy? I tell them they can call me whatever they want. Hey, you, Coach Lucy, whatever, and I'll answer. But it seems to stick because coach to me is an endearment term. You know,
it is.
I knew growing up when I was in all my sports and stuff, and you get a bond from that. And so when they asked me when I started here, it was initially the title they were looking for a wellness consultant and or coordinator. And I'm like, no, I'm a coach. I've been a coach since 1981. I'm a coach. I'm Coach Lucy. So,
nice. And you said you coached racquetball before.
Right. Yeah.
Exciting. So what does a wellness coach do?
The wellness coach is there to come beside the person instead of saying, you need to do this, is let's go do this. Let's us go do this, right? We can do this. Yeah. And I think that's the hardest thing in the world today is there's plenty of books and plenty of programs, and they're saying, it's on you, and it's already hard enough. Our days are already full. And we already know we have an issue that may be weight control, maybe be relationships, maybe working out, and it's a lot. That's why the buddy system works so good. Mm-hmm. But a coach sees your potential before you can.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
And that's what I love is that people, they know that. They know I genuinely care, and I want to see that for them. And it's really powerful when you see the transition that you're helping to create.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Yeah. Well, and a coach sees your potential and also is encouraging,
right,
and also gives you positive feedback and never gives up on people.
Right, and the judgment's gone. A lot of people judge and they go, well, I can't see somebody until I've lost the weight, or I can't do this until... No, we meet you where you're at, truly, and we just go from there, and you see the vision.
Right, and you've got some wonderful things going on here at TVH, and may I just say, TVH, for those of you who don't know, is an organization. It's a worldwide international company with the North American headquarters here in Olathe, Kansas. So we are coming to you from Olathe, Kansas. It's a big, beautiful facility. And TVH, what does TVH do?
They're into the forklifting, industrial. If there's a part out there, TVH has it. We have millions of parts. And so it started from a family that built a forklift. And then they built from there the forklifts. Now we do the scrubbers. If it's a part for a car, any industrial item, you're probably getting it from TVH. And that would be for cars as well.
Oh, really?
So, yes.
Oh, I thought it was all forklifts and steamrollers.
And now they're doing the small ground moving, like the...
like caterpillars and bulldozers?
All that stuff is coming through TVH. If you have to buy a factory direct part or one that has been made, as a knockoff, so to speak. But it's so interesting how much they do here, and you can do everything from a spark plug all the way up to these. If there's a part, we're going to have it. So and the neat thing is Elle's Thermote, and that's where the name TVH comes from. It's her dad and another man shook hands, and they made this business happen. So it's the initials of the owners, and they're from Belgium. And Elle's is one of his two daughters, and she was CEO for the Americas, which again covers Canada, United States, and Mexico, and the sister is out in Belgium doing the European. And she just has a real passion for health and wellness. So when it was like peanut butter and jelly came together. The canvas was just there. She said, do what you want. I like what you do. Because she had followed my previous path of my TCOY wellness, and she said, this lady has energy. She wants something to change the culture. And it was already started here. Like I said, they had somebody who was in HR doing a little bit with running 5Ks or this and that, but it's so much more than diet and exercise.
It is.
So much more.
Oh, so tell us, what more is there than diet and exercise?
Nobody cares how much you know until they know you care.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
And so I come alongside them, I'm in my mid to late 50s, and they look at it and like, she's doing it, she's got energy, what's she doing? So let's talk about laughter, okay? Maybe more laughter in the hallways.
Absolutely. We just had laughter yoga on the podcast not too long ago.
I saw that.
Yes.
I told you, when I connect up with this gal, it's like, I love it,
Fantastic. That's what it's about.
It takes less muscles to smile than frown, and when you get laughter going, I'm sure from the podcast she was talking about the energy that it releases.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, the endorphins, all of those great hormones, it's very uplifting.
Yeah. So I think laughter is a big part of it. So just you can hear that in the halls. And actually, I think Elle said one time, she goes, I think you're just a kid in an adult body.
You're totally a kid in an adult body.
Because you have to laugh, right?
Right.
And so the fun factor is big. I think gratitude is a huge factor.
That is a huge thing. What do you do to foster gratitude here?
So just acknowledging things. We have a gratitude tree out in our Nudge Center, which is a 10,000 square fitness center that we have. And so when you are grateful for something, you grab a leaf and you write that down and you save it on the tree and be grateful for it. And so it's there for everybody to see. We do a ton of things as far as TVH with TVH Cares, which is everybody gets a volunteer day off. They can do it in 4-hour increments, 2-hour increments, or a whole 8 hours. So that's a giving back, because if you're so focused on you, you won't see all the gratitude that you're being given. All right, so that's a huge part of it. Lots of things that are constantly going on to give back to the employees, because you're working hard hours. We better make sure you acknowledge that they're doing that. An appreciated employee will do twice as much as a person who feels like they're not being appreciated.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's we know that instinctively, but I love that statistic. Because I think it's true. I would
absolutely
need a sign to stand on the corner. We'll work for gratitude. We'll work for appreciation.
Yeah. And just through the halls, walking through, it's like, as you said, you rarely see me sitting, because my job is to be on the go with the people, you know, and I'll walk through the warehouse. When I do new hire orientations, because I have an hour with them every new hire once a month, we go through as a group, and I say, we have more ways to connect today, but we're not connecting. And you can hide behind that computer screen and never really connect. And there's a lot of bullying going on in the schools today, because the kids don't see the aftermath of what they've said or posted.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay? And so you're just getting to that point that you get just so focused on working and doing all this other stuff. And so when I walk around, I'm always seeing people, and I'll be either smiling, giving the high five, the knuckles, the thumbs, or whatever, so people know I see them. And you got chaos going on. If it's a warehouse, there's machines going, everything else.
Right.
If you're in the office, people are all working, but if they look up, they'll get the signal that I see them, and I think that means so much.
I see you. That is powerful.
Yeah. So that goes on through every day. Is that you can hear a little bit of laughter or conversation in the halls. You see the gratitude of just leaving a note. One of my classes where I work on gratitude is I have people grab a note card and they write a note of thanks to somebody who's made a difference. And it could be a coworker, it could be a family member. You could send it in the mail or whatever. But if you write a note and it's somebody that's in your environment, write the note, set it down, and walk away. Don't stay there while they read it.
Yeah.
Let them, if they want to keep, and I will tell you, I see those notes and different things I've given, affirmations that are posted in their little cubbies and stuff like that. So that's the stuff that people get mixed feelings, because that can't really matter. I'm like, do you not have a card or a note that somebody wrote to you in the past?
Right.
Yeah. We all do, right?
We all do. Oh, yeah. I have a folder in my email that's just for that. When I need a lift, I go to my raves folder.
Yeah.
That makes a huge difference.
And just, I recently moved out of my house, and, the stuff I've kept from cards from, whether a birthday card or something my mom wrote, and the handwriting, and, they may pass on, but, that impacts us a lot. And so your words truly do matter. And that's when another thing we do is have speakers every month. I bring a nudge speaker, and I think it was in May I had Laura Schmidt from Note to Self socks.
Yes, I've got some of those socks.
Pretty cool. And
They're very cool.
Same thing, it just says I am strong, I am awesome, and you can give those as gifts to people, because everybody has 2 feet and needs socks, right?
Yeah, and for those of you, if you've not heard of this, these socks, they have messages on them. So when you put them on, it's kind of like Kind of like you're affirming, on your body, on your feet.
Yeah, at least twice a day when you put it on and when you go to bed at night,
Right, absolutely.
And then at the very top of it, at the if they're crew socks or down at the ankle, it says note to self, and you know what you're wearing down there. That's all you got to see is that little look of it. But I have given those to coworkers. I've given them to kids sometimes. And this one young kid, one time I gave it to him, and he was struggling. He had some of the labels, the ADHD and different things like that. And I gave him one that said, "I am awesome." And he goes, "Do you really think that?" And I go, "Yeah." Well, think about somebody who edified you when you were younger, either put you down or brought you up, and you remember that stays whole, right?
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah, so Laura came and she spoke, and we talked about it, and when people are participating in the Nudge program, they are, when they go to a speaker or they take Reiki or meditation, they're given nudge points, and then they can go whenever they want, end of the month or whenever, and they can buy products with those nudge points.
Yep.
Okay, and
this is a great program.
It's just affirming that whatever you're doing to take care of yourself, you can be rewarded. And one of the things in there would be the notes to self, but another thing would be they could use Reiki and meditation, use their points for that, right?
Okay, so quick plug. I do meditation. I do meditation classes here, and I provide Reiki.
Right.
So
twice a month at least.
In this very room, at least twice a month.
Yeah.
So, and then people can actually go walking on a treadmill, or they do a healthy eating challenge, or they visit speakers. They go to one of your wellness classes, and they earn points for massage, for Reiki, for meditation, and it's a fabulous program because you actually get buy-in.
Yep.
A lot of buy-in.
They get points for doing it, and they use those points to take the meditation Reiki. Mm-hmm. And
it's a bit of a carrot, but that's okay.
No, it's all good. And so a lot of people will, maybe do something like buy the socks, or we have giving cards so that for a nonprofit. Nice. If you're a nonprofit, you can use nudge points to buy a $25 gift card to a nonprofit.
Fantastic.
So you don't need anything. Okay, you don't need anything. Well, keep yourself healthy, but look, you can give a $25 gift card to a nonprofit.
Make a donation. Absolutely.
Exactly. So, and I'll tell you what, that was a really cool thing. What else do we do at TVH is the first year I was here, we were doing something around the holidays, and Els is very big into the Boys and Girls Club, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so she put out a campaign saying, if you want to donate, Boys and Girls Club, I'm on the board, blah, blah, blah. And so I just took it a little further and put a little Lucy email out there and said, okay, anybody wants to do this, let's go for the remotes. We have remote locations, 15 different locations in the United States and Canada. And they came up with like I don't know, I think it was like $4,000, just them doing it. And I'm like,
holy mackerel.
So I sent an email to Olathe. I said, guys, look at the remotes. They're smoking it, right? Send it to everybody, right? It was just out of my inbox. And I said, let's match this. Well, we ended up donating $14,000.
Wow, that's fantastic.
So all using nudge points, not money, just nudge points that they cashed in to use. Yeah, it was phenomenal. And it was like, it gave me goosebumps to think. And it's just, sometimes we just don't, we don't think. We just get so busy doing, just like the gratitude or the laughter, because we're so focused in doing and being here. I got to get this done. It's like, you need to take care of you and, and your surroundings of, we talked about corporate wellness, how that, what angle I'd like to go with is just saying it's not, you spend more time at work than any other time at home, except for the weekend.
Right.
Okay, but you need to think how that can kind of play into your family and the neighbors and who's watching you and what you're doing. So.
Oh, absolutely. Because it radiates out. It ripples out,
Yes.
It radiates.
Yeah.
See what I did there?
I like that.
It does radiate out. And, when it just tells us, it's further reinforcement that what we do affects other people, that we are all connected in this way. And so the Nudge program is a fantastic program. Is this your creation?
It was here before me. I just expanded it. Like I said, Els was very generous with me. She saw my vision of what I wanted to do with working with people. And so they had started the program before. I just put it on Miracle Grow, I guess.
You really did.
So.
Because everybody's very excited about it. And I tell you, I get most of the people that I see here for Reiki and who come to the meditation classes, they use their nudge points.
Yeah.
Because they value that and they realize that they're getting benefit out of everything. So, and I love that, you can trade these nudge points for things that are going to be adding to their wellness and not just like, oh, you get a gift card to Amazon or something like that.
Yeah. And, it all started, if you remember how we met, and then I said, hey, let's have you come in as a speaker.
Absolutely.
So that's how I do. I'm able to work with my friends, my connections I have in the wellness world. And some people have never heard of Reiki,
right.
And they didn't really understand, well, what is a meditation thing? And so you were able to present that in the program, and that opened up eyes to people and eyes and ears, so they were able to do it. Same thing like with essential oils. We've had somebody come in and talk about essential oils, which is kind of like, well, I'm not really sure. It's like, well, let's have somebody come in and explain that to you.
Absolutely.
You know?
Well, so you've had that. You've had the Notes to Self socks. You had you're planning to have laughter yoga. I think that'd be wonderful. You had chiropractors.
Dury Vision's been here.
Wow.
Doctors. I've had American Hearing come in, and actually that followed into an opening for people to have their hearing tested on site here. They opened that up. We had like 180 people have their ears tested.
Right.
So,
well, because you have to take off time from work to do that kind of thing. And you don't necessarily want it. It's like, I think there's something wrong with my hearing, but I'm not quite sure. I don't know if I want to take a half a day off. But so that's a great, and I know Donna Kelly, who's been on this podcast.
Absolutely.
She came out and, a pharmacist, a reformed pharmacist.
Yeah. But that was really good because it brought in the people that are very analytical and they want to know all the science. And she had such a profound result of her reaching into to the holistic approach. And so that got their ears to understand somebody very academic saying, hey, I was seeing this and I wasn't getting results, so I kind of looked at this.
Right.
So that was huge. Different chiropractors talk about stretching and being aligned, and we have now on site Tuesday afternoons and all day Wednesday we have an on-site chiropractor coming in.
Again, huge, because when you go into chiropractic care, it's usually once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week for a period of time. So that's great to have it on site.
Exactly.
You have chiropractic, Reiki, of course, and meditation and massage, and the hearing test.
Yep, exactly.
That's great.
It's just ongoing. If you think about something that you have interest in, I probably have brought it here.
I think so.
Not going to do the on-site dentist, though, I don't think.
Oh, yeah. I guess not.
But I do have a dentist coming in, and we talk about the power or the influence sugar has in your diet. I do my own wellness classes, which is what I started with my TCOY. It's a 40-week program. They meet once a week for half an hour.
40-week program, so most of the year.
Yep.
Wow.
So it's a commitment, and I started out with a 6-week. We do them in 6-week sessions.
Wow.
And the cool thing I try to tell people, it takes 40 weeks to have a baby, right?
Gosh,
you're developing. And so you're creating a complete wellness mindset. So that's why I have 40 weeks.
Wow. Do you get good attendance with that?
I have probably a 90% retention rate all the way through.
Yay!
Yeah, and people they're drawn. That's my one happy time for the day. It's like I look forward to that every week.
Is it daily?
It's once a week.
Once a week.
And it's done on their time. It's not on company time. So they're using part of their lunch break to do that. And I always have some laughter and gratitude and some stretching, and then we do a topic, and it's a full half hour, but they leave rejuvenated and empowered. There's always a challenge to go with it. Example today was our class was sugar, the sweet deception.
Oh, yeah.
How that impacts your health. And so their challenge was to start looking at labels and turn it over and see the top 5 ingredients, where's sugar rank in there? And it's usually in the top 5 somewhere.
Probably so. Yeah.
Just seeing how that impacts your diet. If you're needing that sugar rush in the morning, well, you're going to crash down later, and then you're going to do it up and down, and all the symptoms that comes with your hunger, your thirst, your all the different things that follow when you're on a sugar high.
Oh my God.
So it's pretty powerful. They left today, and we went a little long. Usually it's like a half an hour, and they were 40-minute classes because they were engaging. And that's the important thing is you don't lecture people. Like I said, a coach would come beside them, throw some information out there, and then let the conversation start. And then they were like telling me, my ex has my kids this summer for three weeks, and they just came back and they were wired and they were angry, and the diet wasn't good. There was a lot of sugar, and so they're sharing that, and it's just awareness, and it's bite-sized stuff. It's my mantra for I gave to TVH was DCM, which stands for Daily Choices Matter.
Yes.
Okay. So if you were to be a smoker and you took a drag of a cigarette and you die, you probably wouldn't be smoking very long, right? But it's a small little thing that you do over and over, and it becomes an addiction, and then you have to break it. Well, it's the same thing with anything. Daily choices matter. Are you going to choose good or bad?
Right.
And I tell people when they shake hands, like we were shake hands, like this, it's fine, but when we shake with this hand, it feels a little different, right?
Right.
It doesn't hurt you.
No.
But it's different.
It just feels off.
Yeah. It's because you've done it more times this way. I said, okay, part your hair on the opposite side and walk around weird for the day, because it feels different. Yeah. So your choices turn into habits, which turn into your lifestyle. Yeah. And that's what this 40-week class does. It just gives you a nugget or a couple nuggets that you can chew on and literally put into your life and put it into your family's life, and then start to see the change. In 40 weeks, makes a huge transformation.
Oh, huge. Oh,
Yeah.
even 40 days makes a big, if
Yeah.
it's daily. So
Yeah.
this is weekly. So yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
And is this course, is this 40-week class, is this your design?
It
Did
is.
you get it?
Yeah, it is. It's what I created with my
Nice.
TCOY Wellness. And it was very successful to the point where I said, wow, I started off with a 12-week program. And I'm like, well, first of all, I start with just, being a speaker. You just one time, but you can't make a change. You can maybe influence them a little bit and get the gear going. But then I said, okay, let's do this as a 12-week. And then it went into, 24. And then I made it into a 40-week. And that's when it became super successful. And they get a certificate at the end, and then we take a picture, and the camaraderie is just amazing. And they're my little ambassadors after that. I said, okay, I'm going to test you here, see if you remember. Do you remember Kung Fu, the TV show Kung Fu?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and David Carradine was in there, and they called it grasshopper.
Right,
And they would say, when you can take the pebbles from my hand, grasshopper, you can leave. The wisdom. So he was gathering because his parents were murdered, and he was being raised by monks, and so they were educating him.
Yes.
Okay, and he would try to grab and he could never get the marbles from the monk's hand. And finally, one day, he was able to do it, and they go, "It's time for you to leave, grasshopper." So I call my students my grasshoppers.
Right.
I said, pretty soon you're going to be able to go on your own, grasshopper, and now you go share. This is a little darker thing.
That's awesome. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
So, but people do remember that, and you're actually changing lives.
Yeah,
right.
It's very cool. Very cool to see that people telling me stories of how it's impacted them.
Yeah. Do you have any stories you can share?
I do. I have so many fun stories. The most recent one today, we'll start with that one, is I have a gal who's been making a transformation in her own life. She had weight loss, and she's using the nudge center every day. You could set your clock by her going out there.
Nice.
Just love watching her commitment to that. And she's in my walking challenges, so she has a Garmin. We use the Garmin for our walking challenges, and she got one for her son, who's a teenager. I think he's 12, so just under being a teenager. And he was just so anxious. She ordered it with nudge points, right? And she kept saying, "Is it in yet? Is it in yet?" I said, "No, it's on back order. It's going to be here." And so finally I got it, and I called her up. I said, "At my desk, I'll be down there in a bit." Well, she said, "I'll be right down." She came up to me and got it, and she gave it to him. And so the next day she sent me an email saying that he was so excited to get it. He put it on and played it. And so he had it for 2 days. And so yesterday, apparently, he got more steps than her, and just was so excited about that.
That's so fun.
It's like, and that's what you're really trying to do is model the behavior. It's better to be caught than taught, right? She's modeling the behavior, and now her son is learning that, and that's a lifestyle skill, And
it is.
And he's going to learn. She's working out, she's eating better, and now she's using these Garmins to track his steps, and so that's been a really fun one with that aspect.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
And just the gratitude. You're seeing people do the day off, which we give volunteer day off with their kids and stuff like that.
And people actually take you up on that.
Yeah.
They do. Fun.
My other event, which you might be familiar with my TCOY, is I started...
Now, what is this? TCOY?
TCOY stands for take care of you. TCOY.
Oh, TCOY.
TCOY.
Thank you.
Yeah,
because that was bugging me.
Okay,
okay, take care of yourself. TCOY.
And
I've got a new acronym.
There you go.
Yes.
So, and it's TCOY Wellness, and that's what I started off when I went into my own coaching. All right.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like, I'll take you back in time a little bit too. Do you remember Pretty Woman?
Oh yeah, Julia Roberts.
I thought it was brilliant when it came up, but when she's talking to her girlfriend,
I loved
she goes, "Take care of you." Well, I made the acronym, so I get part of it, right? But
right, absolutely.
TCOY, right? So
take care of you.
If you don't take care of yourself, you can't help anybody else. Right? You got to put the oxygen mask on you before you can be of any help. I mean, we have so many people that are caregivers and taking care of everybody, but you have to be careful of being in that position because you're exhausted, and you have to put that on you. So that's how I started my whole wellness journey, was having my own company with TCOY Wellness. And then I ended up doing different things like my annual hug day, which is, again, is a real fun thing.
That's fun, annual hug day.
Yeah, so if you go into YouTube and you look up Casey Hug Day, free hug day, you can see 10 years of me giving hugs with some friends down at the plaza.
Nice.
And that is so impactful, and I'll tell you just a little tidbit about that, because we use that around here. Like I said, I'm always giving high five, knuckles, or hugs.
Oh, yeah, I get a hug from you every time I come.
You do.
Yep.
At least one.
Yeah, at least one.
But the hug is just an acknowledgement, again, of I see you, and it can be a smile. If you're not a hugger, I get that. There are some people that are not, but they, just the eye contact or the knuckles or the high five. But when I did that the first year, which was put on my heart by a friend who told me, you need to do this, you're always giving hugs. So we went down to the plaza and had signs that free hug. And I'm like, oh, this is even hard for me being an extrovert. But you know what? I was called to do this, so I'm going to go do it. And so I went up to a gentleman who was sitting at the fountain, the J.C. Nichols fountain, and I said, "Excuse me, sir." I said, "Today is Global Free Hug Day. They're doing this around the world, and I brought it to Kansas City. Would you like a hug?" And he looks at me kind of strange, like you just did, and I'm like, "I know that sounds odd, but honestly, they're doing this around the world, and I'm a hugger, and I just feel like we need to connect more, and if you'd like a free hug, I'll give you one." So he stands up, gives me a hug, and it was like a real nice embrace, just a very heartwarming. I was like, "Great." I said, "Here's 4 more people to hug." So I had my buddies hug them, right?
Yeah.
So we do that, and then I was like, "See you later." So we walk around about 15 minutes. We had made our loop and came back, and he says, "Hey, can I talk to you for a second?" And I'm thinking,
oh,
did I need to have a permit or something, right? And I go, "Sure, what's up?" And he looks up, and the man had been crying, and he says,
"Oh my God,
I've been having one of the worst days of my life, and I just came here to sit." And he says, "You gave me hope. Thank you."
oh my gosh."
And that's why I do stuff what I do. Without even question, if it's put on my heart, I know people need to have that.
Oh yeah.
So the gratitude, the reaching out, saying thank you, holding the door, it's not expecting the thank you back. You're called to do it.
Hi, this is Christy. I just want to say that we here at Radiate Wellness hope you're enjoying this podcast. It's free to you, and we hope that you find it informative and inspirational. Heck, even fun. We have just 3 small asks of you to help us radiate growth. First, please hit the subscribe button on whatever platform you're listening on. That way, you'll receive a notification every time that we have a new podcast episode out. Next, please give us a thumbs up, a like, or a 5-star review. If you're feeling inspired, a positive review wouldn't hurt. These 2 small things will help others find us when they're searching for great podcasts. Finally, please tell your friends about the Radiate Wellness podcast. Better yet, show them how to find us and how to subscribe. If everyone did that, we would double our audience. Thanks a lot. We really appreciate it.
So I do that with, the gratitude throughout TVH. TVH is my platinum sponsor for my Tweak the Treat event. Are you familiar with that one?
What is it?
Tweak the Treat.
Tweak the Treat. Oh, that sounds good.
So what you're doing is that you got the Halloween holiday, where the kids have way too much candy.
Oh my God. Yes.
Right? So my daughter would be mortified because I would give out different things like pencils or erasers at Halloween. I said, okay, I'll do popcorn, or I'll do, try to find something that's in between. Pretzels, right.
Yeah. Goldfish,
Anyhow, I started this journey, and it was really cool because I said, I got to do something to make it a family event. And so I connected up with Prairie Life Fitness.
Oh, yeah.
So they are my drop-off. So I have a certain day. It's the first Sunday in November. Mm-hmm. So it follows the Halloween. And I have Liberty Fruit that gives us fruit. I have places that give me gift passes to, whether it's a kickboxing or different things they can do, 360 gym, all kinds of good things they can have. And they write notes to the troops. And what they do is they bring in their candy, and there's a big horse trough, and they dump their candy in there. And then they have, there's a military person they have their picture taken with, and they write notes to the troops, and they get the passes, they get the fruit, they get, face painting, and then I package the boxes up with the notes and the candy and extra good things like toothbrushes and different things that Dennis might donate, and we send it to the troops overseas, or they couldn't be boot camp. And I didn't know where it was going to go, but the first year I sent it off to Afghanistan, Iran, all these different places, and they took pictures of them sharing it with the children over there that never get anything.
My God.
They're lining their huts with the color packages the candy comes in.
Right.
They've never had any. And it's like, so you never know when something's put on your heart what to do with it, but I say follow it. If it's that passion, you were given a dream, go do it, because I never thought that would evolve, and it's touched lives I'll never see. But it's all about moderation, teaching a lifestyle. The kids understood gratitude, moderation, being active, and that's where that all comes around.
And that's where that comes around, and giving. And oh my gosh, that is wonderful. You've got some great programs here. And I've noticed that there are many people who, like I said, do buy into the programs, and they really enjoy it, and they get a lot out of it. But I've also seen and visited with and worked with some of the people here that are very resistant. Mm-hmm. What do you do when there's someone who's very resistant or just cannot see another way?
And that's the hard part, because it's that habit, like the shaking in the hand. They've gotten comfortable in that, the comfort zones. I personally take that on as a challenge because I know that they probably had something that has happened to them.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's hard to let go
maybe
of.
lost somebody, and maybe they've cocooned themselves in. I can think of a gentleman that was here that was very much like that, and he was like, "Yeah, your type, just all this energy," and it was almost like, he was like the naysayer, and I just kept dripping on it, and you know what? To this day, he almost comes up to see me every single day, and he has changed his whole view.
That is. Well, I'll tell you a success story. Doing meditation classes here, and it's been almost 3 years?
Yeah.
I can't believe it. Like 2.5 years. And there are these two women who were coming very regularly. I have not seen them lately, by the way, so you need to get them back.
Okay. Maybe they've moved on, so we're going to have to talk about that.
Okay. We absolutely will.
Because people love you. They love coming back. Aren't they regulars when they come?
They are regulars. Yeah, they are. And so there were these two women who were coming every time. And granted, it was every 2 weeks, so it's not like every week. It's not just like super regular, but every 2 weeks. And after 3 months, I would say, fairly short order, their faces looked different from just meditation. And this is like 25 minutes of meditation twice a month. And I noticed such a change in their faces. And I said, what is going on with you two? And they said that they had both noticed independently that they were hardened, that they were negative people, they were negative thinkers, and that they didn't like being like that anymore.
Yeah.
And they started trying meditation to change that around. And it really did.
Yeah.
But then I've also seen some people that they can't let go of their story, or they can't let go of a hurt, or something like that, right?
Yeah, they own it, and they feel like it happened. It was a lesson. It wasn't a life sentence.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
right, exactly.
It's just I look at it and it's like, okay, you can choose to. It's, a lot of people are divorced. I'm divorced,
Yeah,
it's like,
me too.
I can see and spend time with my ex-husband, and it's like, it was a lesson and it didn't work, so we go on and we have a child together. It's like, why do you put that energy there? It's not serving any purpose. It's I like to use this demonstration, and you might have seen this before, but in my classes I'll say, okay, how much does this bottle of water weigh? It's a 16-ounce bottle of water, and you get, your typical, how many ounces? And I go, it depends on how long you hold it.
Absolutely.
If I came back an hour from now, that's going to be a lot heavier. Well, the same thing is with your emotions. How long are you holding on to it? Let it go.
Right.
And that's what the meditation is, just mindfulness of. I had read this in a podcast, I think. Maybe it was one of yours. But it was talking about, you want to be like the waterfall where the water's back here. You want to be in this calm state. And then emotions are when it's going over like this.
I love that.
And you see it. And so all this stuff's going on. Yeah, it's going to happen. There's going to be challenges and trauma. But it's like, you want to learn to respond and not react. And that's what mindfulness to me is. It's like, I tell people, I know it's hard to break away when you're at your desk and you got all this crazy stuff, but usually when I call them up and I say, hey, did you miss signing up? Christy's here for making, oh yeah, sign me up, boom. They just need to be aware of it and reminded, and
absolutely.
Just think of that waterfall. It's so much easier when you're back here and things, what triggers you and everything else. Don't buy into it. Just let it go.
Let it fall over the cliff.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, and, I love that you can do this here at work in the workplace. This is great because many workplaces are not this open to wellness. But I'll bet you see a big difference in the bottom line, in retention, in, missed sick days.
Exactly.
Insurance.
Yep.
Everything.
And I will tell you this, Christy, that the companies that don't buy into this and understand how important wellness is, they're not going to be able to be competitive in the future because your number one resource are your employees.
Absolutely.
Number one.
They need to be happy, they need to be healthy, and they need to feel safe and feel good, right? And feel appreciated. They really do. And the people here are just so happy. I'm talking to people all the time out in the community about looking for a job. Look at TVH.
Yeah. They're putting their investment in here. And I don't know if we said that we have an on-site health clinic too. So,
that's awesome.
So 4 days a week we have a nurse practitioner here. So they don't have to leave to go see a doctor. And it's all provided. There's no cost in that.
Oh, that's fantastic.
It's amazing. You can have your health risk assessments, your wellness visits. most of everything you could do to a doctor's office, and you don't have to leave. So,
and you don't have to leave.
Yeah.
I'm also doing this corporate wellness gig at Hallmark, which is they've got a medical department, which is where I do the Reikis in the medical department. And they have me come in and do meditation as well. And they have physical therapy and the nurses that you can get allergy shots. You can see a DO, all of this stuff. So corporate wellness it's like it's something I think that is very, very important because, like you said, we're here. You're at your job most of your waking life, which is kind of sad. But
and that's why it's so important to make it a good environment and aesthetically pleasing too. I mean, you've come since we've added on here, and
it's beautiful.
You've got the lighting, you've got an on-site chef, you've got the on-site daycare Montessori school now.
That's huge.
It's your environment does make a difference. I don't know if you ever had anybody about clutter on your. But,
yes, Dr. Nikki Crawford.
Okay, and she's been a guest here too.
Yes.
Yeah, and just the fact that if you are surrounding yourself with clutter, it weighs on you.
It does.
It does have an impact, and so we have a very forward-thinking. Like I said, Els is a great CEO because she makes sure it's a very aesthetically pleasing. We have the stand-up desk and
you have treadmill desks.
Treadmill desks. We have it here, but you walk through and it's.
And it's beautiful.
Yeah, and the murals. Each room. I don't know if I told you. Each room is one of the countries that we have our sites at. So,
and then you've got your whole new wing has a green wall. It's a living green wall.
Right.
And everything ties together. You can't see it on the YouTube, but on the carpet here, there are green patches that look like moss. And there's this beautiful mossy wall inside.
Very
cool. It's just beautiful for a place that makes parts for forklifts and steamrollers.
Exactly.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, you go out into the warehouse and they've made that as pleasing as you can do with a warehouse.
Right,
we've got the huge, I think they might be 40-foot fans. They're huge fans, and they have windows in the warehouse.
That's nice.
I mean, you need to see the light. It's like it can get hot out there for sure, but they take care of them. They make it as pleasing as you can. And we're going to have to work, make it the best environment.
And then that's where the Nudge Center is.
Yes.
It's in the middle of this warehouse of forklift parts, know.
Right.
And there's this, tell us about the Nudge Center a little bit.
The Nudge Center is one of my pride and joys because I think at the bell curve, and you have some people that will always work out.
Sure.
And some people that will never work out. Right?
Right.
And so you want to get that group in the middle as much as possible.
Yeah.
To just do something. That's what I do with my walking challenges, or I'll do a plank challenge, which if we want to come back, I'll talk about that. But the Nudge Center, when I first got here, was basically a good lineup of machines. And then they would have a cement floor, and it was just and mirrors on the wall. But I'm like, okay, that's for the junkies. That's for the people that will do it, right?
Yeah.
So
some people avoid the gym because there are mirrors on the walls.
And it's intimidating.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
So we changed that completely. Els, again, was gracious enough to let me run with my idea. And I said, there's no fun factor here. We need to put colors out there. We need to put affirmations on the wall. We need to make it,
inviting.
Inviting, yes.
Yes.
So we still have machines, but we have the mat, and then we have the green AstroTurf.
Yes.
Okay, around there we have pool tables, foods tables, ping pong tables. We have a kickboxing. We have an area because the warehouse people need to sit. So we have Barker Lounge chairs and couches out there. Bean bags that are bright, colorful bean bags, big size ones.
Yeah.
And there's kiosks for the computers if they want to work on that. We have videos out there, the Beachbody videos. So there's 600 videos that people can choose whatever they want, beginner, intermediate, advanced, 20-minute, 30-minute, hour workout, and they can go in there and use that. So it is so fun when you go out there. And I'm pretty sure you went out there, right?
I have, yeah. It's really cool.
It's very inviting. I mean, and there's so many more people using that now because I will do classes and I'll strengthen yourself and just show them to walk through how to use the machines or the weights.
Because that can be intimidating.
Yeah. Exactly. Right. Let's go do this. That's what I say. Let's go do this. Let's go out there and just do it together.
Yeah, you're not the type of coach who will say, go out and give me 50. You're like, let's go and do 50, you know?
Because I'm like that. I mean, I'm a learner by doing.
Right.
I can read it, but let me do it. Let me make the mistake, and then you fix it if I have to, but I'll learn from that. So what kind of learner is that again?
Kinesthetic.
Thank you.
Have to move things around. Yes, absolutely.
Gotta do it.
And you guys are having some really great results, too, because you're consistently named a great place to work.
Yeah.
What kind of awards have you gotten?
We have won the healthiest business.
Yes.
We've won that 3 years when I first got here.
Healthiest in Kansas City.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, when I first got here, I started in August. It'll be 4 years in August. So
wow.
We got silver that first year. So I only had a couple months to work with getting my stuff done, and then we've made platinum every year since.
Man.
So very happy with that. The KC Business Journal announced us as the healthiest employer, which is another huge, it's a whole big one.
That is huge, yes.
Yeah.
That's a big honor.
And then we do 3 blood drives a year, and we have been a platinum preferred blood driver. I think we had 100 and, I'm pretty sure it was like 170 or 175 units of blood we donated last year. Which is pretty profound.
Do people get nudge
they get points for that for sure. 25 points for doing that. And,
wow, 2,500?
25 nudge points.
25 nudge points, yeah.
25 nudge points.
Wow.
And that is a big deal. We have a lot of Power Red, which is the plasma they donate, which takes a little more. You can do it via a regular donor. So we have a lot of amazing people here that want to give back, and that is a blessing to have a blood drive come to your site, and it's on the clock time. So again, Elle steps up and not saying you have to do it on your lunch break. You can do it on the clock.
Absolutely. I think that having this come down from the top is huge, because if the owners do not buy into it, then the employees are not going to buy into it.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
And she's very, very supportive. I don't know if that's because she comes from a different country. I don't know.
I think she just has a huge heart, and she sees what works is you know people, and people admire her so much. I think I might have told you that with the notes to self when she went to give something back to all the employees, because she's now moving back to Belgium, or has moved back, and which is great. I mean, she's got 2 little girls that are a year old and 2 boys that are teenagers.
Oh my gosh, are they a year old now?
Yes, and they're just adorable. And,
wow.
So pretty powerful that she wants to be a little bit more by family, and she's still involved with TVH, doing more of the culture and the TVH cares type stuff. But as a CEO, she's done it. I mean, she started when she was 27 and just rocked it out. She started sweeping floors in her father's business. Yeah, exactly. When she was like 7 and 8 years old, she was counting the nuts and bolts and stuff like that. Yes. So she knows the whole gamut. But so she understands it's the people, because her parents understood it was the people. They would make lunches for the people, because it started just in the garage, right? Those famous stories of places like Apple Computer or whatever starting in somebody's garage, starting in the garage. And so the mom would make the dinners and whatnot. So Els knows that and understands it, and gives back with a turkey and at Thanksgiving and a ham at Christmas. And like I said, she went to give him something, so she gave him the notes to self socks. Everybody got one. It said, "I am appreciated." Yes, because she really does appreciate everybody. Absolutely, it's a team effort. I mean, it is. The owners would not be as successful without the team. Absolutely. So that's kind of one of the neat parts. Is just it is from the top down, but she understood from coming in as the person would count the nuts and bolts and watch her parents do it, and it just drove it a little more. And I can't emphasize enough, the companies that get this and how important wellness is, they are the ones that are going to be successful, because insurance rates are going to just skyrocket more and more. And if you're not getting on board with taking care of your employees and offering them things and doing it in a fun and engaging way, so that they, like you said, not the carrot or the stick. It's like it's got to be fun. It's got to be engaged and blending of it all. Well, and our food is getting less and less nutritious, more and more artificial things in our environment and everything. So it's almost as though things are conspiring against you outside of work. Yeah. And if we can enforce healthy habits here, then that's going to have a radiating effect for the whole community. Well, and as you talk about food, is that we went from having just the kitchen down there with vending machines and people would bring their lunches. We have a full cafeteria now with an on-site chef, and they're meals that you want to have. I mean, it's like great. And then you could have the whole salad bar, fresh salad bar every day. Absolutely. So, sure, there might be a few things out there, the treats that you might want to have, but it's like it's providing the food that you should be eating that's much healthier. And then the daycare, the Montessori school that we have, that's the food they're eating is from that cafeteria. Right. Parents don't bring the food in; they're eating that food, so they're learning how to, eat good foods. What a real fruit looks like instead of opening a can of something. Applesauce. I get that. I'm a single parent. I raised my daughter, and I understand. But it doesn't really cost more to eat, right? You just have to be mindful and intentional about planning. Meal planning, and do stuff in the crock pot or the Instapot, or sandwiches or salads ahead of time. And people think I can't afford it. I'm like, Oh, you so can. You can't afford your sickness.
No, if you don't invest in your health, you're going to invest in your sickness.
Right.
Right?
So, so that's when you were talking about the food, we've got the on-site chef, and then we have the Montessori school, so they're eating it, so the kids are learning that. And
that in and of itself is a wonderful benefit for employees, to have the Montessori school on-site with a space for 75 children.
Yes.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
And you have a Starbucks here, a coffee bar, you've got the in-house chef, wellness coach, and you've got the workout facilities.
Yeah. And then the other thing with the cafe, the chef that we have, so when you have business people come in, or you have to take them to lunches, guess what? We just have a room set up for that, so they're getting this chef to prepare the food here, so you're not wasting the time of going out to a place that you got to fight, the traffic or whatever, and what kind of food you're going to get. It's an on-site catered chef that's bringing it, so it's answering all this. Yeah.
It's checking all the boxes.
Yep, in the right way, not in a push somebody to do it. It's they want to be there.
And it is a place where you want to be. It's beautiful. It's inviting. Seriously, work for TVH. It's great. Well, super, Lucy. This has been so much fun to get to know more about the wellness program here, and I can say that it can be scaled to any company. I think, and I think that companies need to buy into that.
Yep, and that's what I enjoy doing as a coach. It's like I want it to have my setup, and it's a global company, so it's great, but my goal is to help other companies understand this. I want to mentor just like Els wanted to do it. I call it the Google of Midwest, and it's like that's my goal, is to help other companies. That's why I try to mentor and help people along the way, and bring in my friends that like yourself, when I say, you need to speak, and if I can help them, because we're in this together. So I think the best thing you can do is mentor and live the lifestyle, and then people will come to you. So I just say, for companies, don't wait for something to change. Make the change happen. Make the change happen.
And there are some big companies here: Hallmark, Garmin, Cerner.
Yes.
There are many companies here who could take that challenge.
And it can be the small company. That's just easy. A perfect example of that, if you want to start something with your company, is we do Fruit Day every Wednesday. Mm-hmm. Okay?
Perfect.
We just bring fruit in, a piece of fruit, a variety of apples, bananas, oranges, grapes, strawberries, and we provide it for them. And that is sometimes the favorite day for some of the employees. I'm telling you, they love that day.
And it's pennies.
It's pennies on the dollar. It's pennies on the dollar. And you're teaching them. Some people are like, I never had a I'm not a big fan of kiwi.
Right.
But it's like, okay, there it is, and they try it, and they're like, that might change something, and
you never know.
Exactly. Just okay, forget the ho-hos this week and try that, and
right.
I don't know. It's just been really neat, because a lot of people have told me that is their favorite day of the week, and it was something that was started years ago here at TVH, and now I do see smaller companies, if they want to do a change, they could do Fruit Day. They don't have to have a huge gym. I do with my new hires. I give them all a TheraBand. And I give them a little thing. Okay, here's a gym right here. You can get all this from a TheraBand if you do this.
That's awesome.
So it's not huge. The gratitude is just the attitude of what the person's, and laughter. It's not hard to do. You just have to start. You just have to start.
You do.
If I can help people, I'm more than happy. I'm on LinkedIn. They can reach out to me.
So again, Lucy Delsarto. Of course, this will be in the show notes. Yeah. And on LinkedIn.
And then if they like to follow, like what I do with my TCOY Wellness now is I basically just write a newsletter once a month, and then I post a lot of stuff, just positive affirmations on my Facebook page. So again, TCOY, which stands for Take Care of You, TCOY Wellness. People enjoy that, getting my newsletter or following my Facebook page. And just, I just know when you have your purpose in life, you live a much fuller life, and I know my purpose. I'm a coach, and I love doing the wellness coaching.
That's fantastic. And you're really good at it. So.
I love it. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for being on, Lucy. It's been an absolute pleasure talking with you today.
Me too. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Radiate Wellness is a community of holistic and alternative healers and consultants based in the Kansas City area, dedicated to helping you create spiritual, energetic, and physical well-being. To learn more about our practitioners, services, classes, and events, or to schedule an appointment, visit us at radiatewellnesscommunity.com.